Hey everybody, it's me, Jason Torchinsky, and I'm here at the LA Auto Show with, please tell me who you are and what you do.
My name is Matt Renna. I'm the Vice President of e-mobility at Volkswagen of America.
Okay, so that means you're in charge of all the electric vehicles that Volkswagen's making.
That's right.
Like this new one, your new concept car, which is the Space Vizzion, right?
That's right.
Which is a hilarious name, but I do like it.
Straight from outer space.
It is,
yeah.
Space Vizzion. Everything has 2 Zs in all of your lineup?
It's got to have 2 Zs or more.
Or more.
We can challenge it. We can go for more Zs.
Really?
But at the moment, we've got 2 Zs. Yeah.
So this is a fascinating car, I think. I'm actually quite fond of this concept because it's a wagon, and it's not just a wagon, it's a rear-engine wagon, which Volkswagen used to produce by the millions.
That's right.
But it's been, like, what was the last rear-engine wagon VW produced? You know, actually.
Well, it's a Type 4, right?
Type 4, there's actually one after it. You know,
the Brazil?
Yes,
yeah,
okay.
All
right.
You're testing my VW knowledge.
No, I did
passed,
though. You got the Brasilia, so that.
Well, so I had 2 Type 3s back in the day. 2 squarebacks, yeah.
And, that's right. And now I heard a rumor you were pushing to call this guy the squareback.
Hey, the history books have not yet been written, so
maybe they'll still be the.
Who knows?
We have to do 2 Zs, squares back, squarebacks, whatever. It's an interesting car, and I do really appreciate that it's a wagon. And this is on the universal MEB platform. It's kind of the middle-sized version of it, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you've seen some smaller examples with the ID3 that we showed in Frankfurt. Yeah. And the biggest example being the ID Buzz that we've seen many times around.
Right. And then so the Cross is same wheelbase as this, or is it?
It's going to be slightly shorter.
Okay, so there's a lot of variants.
Yeah, a lot of variants. It's a really flexible platform, as you've seen with other VW platforms. Yeah. We go into a lot of detail to really engineer the most out of the platforms and leverage our scale effect.
So it's, I mean, the design is very clean and nice. It feels like sophisticated, and I like the lighting design is interesting too. So is this some? I've seen this on almost all the concepts. This kind of hexagonal grid with lights. Is that going to actually make it to production?
That's one of the characteristics of the ID lineup. I can't say it's going to look exactly like this. Of course, it's a concept car. But that theme and that look of the car, we're seeing that in a lot of IDs.
You're seeing indicator lights down here or something? Or just DRLs?
Or fogs. I mean, it could be...
fogs, okay.
Yeah.
That's it. And illuminated badge is going to be part of it?
So the illuminated badge is certainly part of the characteristic of the car. You've seen it again on all the IDs.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Kind of the
production, it'll actually make it past the leap from concept to production, you think?
We hope so.
Okay, I know you can. And I do want to address the hanging Volkswagen redesigned logo where the W tips don't touch. I'm not 100% sold on it.
And I appreciate that you're a purist of the VW logo.
Is there a company line of why this thing feels like it's like hanging? Like, is there a reason?
No company line, but I'll let you use your imagination.
Right,
it looks. I think it's spaced pretty well. I mean, the proportions of it are interesting. It's clearly not. It's not another car company.
Well, no. I mean, it's still the VW logo.
Yeah,
it's just dangling. All right, whatever. It's fine.
We'll give you a colored pencil, and you can modify
illuminated
it if you feel
marker.
so inclined.
Good. Okay, that's all.
There you go.
Now, there's some interesting design elements I want to talk about, and But one big question I have is I know the MEB platform is basically a skateboard.
Right.
And you've got batteries in the middle, a motor unit, in this case in the rear, and then like HVAC and other stuff up front.
Right.
Almost every other major car company that's using a similar kind of design is figuring out ways to work a front trunk into it. Yeah. And Volkswagen traditionally has arguably built more front trunk to vehicles than any other car maker on the planet.
Oh, I hadn't thought about it.
I mean, you have like Skoda and Tatra, but volume-wise, VW's easily got to have the most. Why didn't you put one in here? I feel like there's a little bit of room under there, right?
There probably is a bit of room, but I'll point out that the car inside actually has a tremendous amount of storage space.
Sure.
So if you fold down the second row seats, you'll start to see that you can fit just about anything in the back of the car.
But you could have even more.
Even more.
Here.
Everybody wants more.
Exactly.
Okay.
Is there a technical reason why it couldn't happen? Or is
technical reason that it couldn't happen, I would say no. It would take some different design decisions up front. Of course, it's part of the crash structure, and you have to package a lot of stuff up front. So, you know,
I know it's hard. I get it's tricky.
It's hard. And especially, we leverage a lot of our components across different cars.
Yeah.
It's part of how we get to the scale effect, and how we utilize our platform strategy is to kind of share parts across cars.
Okay. All right, that's fine for now.
Okay.
I'll accept that.
Good.
So let's look at some of the other elements here that are interesting. So you've got a lot of this strip lighting, and it continues on the door into the door handles. Again, very much a show car kind of thing.
Yeah.
possible in production, you think?
I think so. I think the overall theme and the concept we'd like to see move into production.
Yeah.
It brings a really cool silhouette into the car where you get a good sense of space, and the belt line, it accentuates the belt line.
So let's walk around the side here, and if there's any other things you'd like to point out that you think are interesting, I'm listening. Like the two-tone, I think, is a nice effect.
Two-tone's a nice effect.
That's also likely to be something you want to see as like a hallmark of the ID?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it works really well on this variant, trying to create some different space on the roof and lower part of the car.
Now internally, does VW think of this as a wagon or a crossover? Are you comfortable with it being a wagon?
I think the wagon scares a lot of people away. It doesn't scare me away.
No,
Again, I had 2 squarebacks back in the day.
Sure.
So, but it does scare some people away. And it's a little bit taller than a traditional wagon, as you'd expect.
Right.
So it does kind of fit somewhere between a crossover and a wagon.
Right.
And I think there are things that we can do to visually differentiate between the two.
Do you know I have rules for what makes a wagon?
I must hear it.
Okay, so I feel like for it to be a true wagon, you have to have a window in the cargo area, which this does,
check,
and the roof has to extend 50% over the cargo floor. Otherwise, if it's too short, it's a hatch.
I think we're there.
This one definitely qualifies.
I think we're there. So
this is a wagon.
We've met the minimum criteria.
By my strict dual wagon rules.
Well, that's good.
And of course, it's the electric, of course.
Well, you got to charge it, yeah.
And
so the recessed door handles, that's a good one to point out.
The power door is probably unlikely to make it a production, I imagine.
Probably
again,
unlikely,
it's fun.
but
now the interior seems cool, and the materials inside are novel. So tell me a little about what you're making this leather out of.
Yeah, so obviously with the push towards sustainability, being carbon neutral, a big part of that is the production of materials on the inside.
So
most obvious of this is going to be the seating material, moving to vegan materials, but also the decors and inlays, moving away from organics and into more sustainable.
So this is Apple-based though, right? It's like made of Apple byproducts?
Yeah.
So how does that work exactly?
Well, it's smash up some old apples and you make some seats out of it.
And is this a big direction for Volkswagen? Do you see like more Apple-based content in your cars?
I think
compressed
whether
Apple
or not,
steel?
Yeah.
The goal for Volkswagen is a 100% Apple car by what, 2050? 100% Apple-based?
That is your claim, not mine.
Not VW's claim. All right, fine. All right, but let's peek around back before we kick people out to sit inside it. And of course, having a wagon means there's lots of stuff in the back, and you guys have worked in some fun things here, right? Where's the little? Oh, you push the logo.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah.
See, I'm so used to feeling for like a little rubber dingus under there.
You have to rethink some of these things.
Right. All right. So you've got a pretty good load area. The load floor. I mean, it's not even all that high considering the motor unit's below this.
Right,
Is there access to the motor like on a Type 3? Like where you could open it up?
No.
There's nothing to service really.
Well,
what is under here?
We've given you a little space for your contraband, or in our case, skateboards. And
that's fun.
Concept here is in urban mobility, you want to be able to park your car towards a charging station and then have a way to get around.
Right.
So being
while
able
you're
to
charging for 2 hours, you can go scrape yourself up.
Well, these are fast charge capable, so
they are.
So they're all fast charge.
For all the MEB would be the same.
Right.
So what's the goal there? Like what's the fast charge time on an MEB? Like 80%.
Fast charge. Well, it varies for the different energy levels, which is why I'm pausing here. So this is a bigger battery pack, so the time would be a little bit different, but it's on a kilowatt basis, we're at 125 to 150 kilowatts.
150. And so how long, like to get to 80% at an average, you're talking 20 minutes, 15 minutes?
A little more, a little more like 30 minutes.
30 minutes, okay. Rear seats fold down, of course, I guess,
Rear seats fold down, so once you put this down, you can see that, again, making the argument for not needing a whole lot more storage space, once you put this down, it actually gets a lot more storage space than you'd expect.
Okay, all right, that's fun. Let's go sit inside it and see what you guys have done in the dash and stuff.
Sounds good.
We're inside the Space Vizzion, and it's a very airy interior.
That's right.
The materials are nice, they're light. This is more Apple leather?
That's right,
Okay, that's cool. And you had this will be a touch-sensitive steering wheel on the production one?
A lot of capacitive buttons.
Did I just make it do something?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh, I did. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you've got all your capacitive touch capabilities.
Oh,
you can see the smart light lighting up over the top here.
That's cool. And I noticed you've got on your brake and gas pedal, it's the little play and pause icon. Again,
that's right.
I've seen that in some other show cars, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Has anyone actually gone to production with that in there?
Not that I know of, but there are a lot of cars made in this world. I can't say I know all of them.
That's true. It is pretty fun.
Yeah.
So what else is notable here? What else should I be paying attention to?
So definitely the moving of buttons into the center screen. I think we're really excited about this.
Here.
Yeah, into the center display.
Yeah, because you have no physical controls otherwise.
That's right, yeah.
How do you feel about that? I know a lot of people are pretty mixed.
So it's nice. So we've pulled out some of the more important pieces. So we still have touch control on the HVAC to be able to change the temperature, and then on the volume, which are the ones that come up most often.
Okay.
And then you have a lot of control that's moved into the steering wheel. So those will be capacitive, but they're still, more or less buttons.
And you still have a driver's display, which is nice.
That's right, yeah.
It's not just the center stack screen.
That's right, yeah.
Everything seems to be roughly going this direction.
Exactly, yeah. And it's a really great intuitive user experience.
All right.
Put it all together.
Let me ask you a design question. So we were wondering about this. Very few people integrate their large displays into the dash.
Yeah.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
I think it's because they want to show the screen being thin in some way. They want you to be aware that it's a thin screen, this is modernity, it's not a CRT shoved in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what's going on? Like, why not find a way to incorporate it into the dash itself instead of having it?
Well, I think
Did you like the floating?
Yeah, so I think when you look at the instrument panel, if you were to try to inset this in the dash, you'd create a really bulky top pad and lower pad. So imagine this being inset and really having to try to morph a dash around it. It ends up being a really big instrument panel. Whereas the way it's designed right now, it kind of remains sleek and slender.
Has anyone decided to use this dead volume behind it for something? Because there's a lot
you want
of
some
dead
more storage?
volume.
We can take
I
your
want as
front
much storage as possible. I'm a space utilization.
Well, there's a lot in here
fetishist.
too. You have all this space down here, and then you have
nice storage. Where are your USB ports? I'm already pissed.
Oh.
Where are they? You got to load this thing with USB ports.
Yeah. Well,
is there anything else you like that you think it's important for us to see before we?
I think you should, taking pause on kind of the space of the interior.
It is roomy.
Try to make it feel really roomy. The giant glass roof helps with that.
Yeah, actually, and the rear seat legroom is pretty good. Maybe we should go in the back.
Rear seat's pretty impressive.
Let's hop in the back real quick.
Sounds good.
So I actually think you get more of a sense of why this platform is unique in the back than you do the front, because everything is pushed up more, I think, than you realize, and the amount of room you have back here, there's no tunnel, there's a lot of legroom, is dramatic. I mean, it's a lot bigger than I would have guessed, actually. Yeah. And that's, I guess, the big benefit of a skateboard.
Absolutely. And then you think about that front occupant position, when you fold the seats down, this turns into a massive cargo space, too.
Yeah, it would be a lot. And so this seat folds flat, and I imagine this can fold fairly flat.
Very flat.
Yeah.
This is still a concept car, so it's showing off some different things, but in production we'd expect this to be quite flat.
Like you'd have a nice flat load area to really hold some crap. And if this opened up, then you could hold really big things.
Right.
You should do a canvas option instead of a glass option. All right, this is cool. Oh, look, this has been a treat. Thank you very much. I'm delighted to see a rear engine wagon back in the market, period. So I can't wait for this thing to actually happen. And I appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Which is
That's
nice.
right. Yeah.
It's not just the center stack screen.
That's right.
I don't mean to interrupt here at all. Is this a specific review or anything?
No, this is a video we're shooting, but please butt in, to join in. You have anything to add?
Yeah.
I was told by our director to make sure you're done. Sorry, it's okay. You didn't know. It's not your fault.